I'm gonna show you how to make my hand-pulled noodles in a beautiful lobster and mushroom broth with homemade chili oil. Start with the easiest thing, the biggest thing, this bok choy. So I like to just take my whole knife, slice it right in half like that, down the middle, and then just run your knife through that so you have these two beautiful halves. Now for the sake of this soup, and these are fairly big non-baby bok choy, we're gonna quarter them. Do not take this end off. This keeps everything intact, you see? They're cleaned, they're ready to go. Stack them up nicely. We'll do the mushrooms. 6 big mushrooms, just like that. You can just rip off the stem. I find them a little rubbery. Ripping off the stem comes right out from under those gills. Nothing to scrub, wash clean in this, nada. Not going too crazy, using that rocking motion, zipping through those awesome shiitake mushrooms. It's an expensive mushroom, so treat it right. Ton of flavor, great texture, great in soups because it soaks up all that broth. It almost becomes like a chewy noodle itself. I love them. Next come our scallions. All right, 3 scallions. I'm gonna have you line them up like this, and we're gonna do this in 2 parts. You have the white end, which is great for sautés, slow cooks, extracting that flavor out of there like an onion, sweating them out. Then you get up to these pale greens. You can do that both, eat them raw, and then we're gonna reserve the green parts, cut them a little different, and that's gonna be a nice garnish on top. Now we can take these wonderfully flavorful and vibrant scallions and make these fun, dramatic bias cuts that we can sprinkle at the end as a garnish. Just a little smash, just a little smash. So 2 of these are going into the soup. 4 of them are for the chili oil. If you guys were doing this with your knife, it'd be a garlic bloodbath on here. Sticking to everything, garlic up there, garlic in there. So 6 total, just like that. That's plenty of garlic for every little recipe. Now, while I still have this here, I'm gonna take a decent knuckle, right? Just lob it off there. We want about 2 tablespoons, I believe. So just take it on there. So visualize, you do not have to measure this, guys. Take it and start zipping it up and down. This takes a little more effort. And you want about a tablespoon. I'm gonna heat up my oil right now. All right, so we're gonna do about half a cup of this oil. Nothing's going into this little pot. This is only going into something. Everything's going into here, capiche? This is where we're building all this flavor, starting with the sliced scallion whites, the chunkier ones. It's going in. We're gonna saute that. Every time I put some onions or an allium or anything in a hot bath of oil, right? We're gonna control our heat, give it a shake, a little salt in there, scrape. That goes in there and it is automatically super fragrant. Come up here real quick while it's magical. And the rule of thumb is, how do you know when the garlic is cooked? So when you smell it. This is like liquefied, so it doesn't need much. Seafood stock. Yeah, that's a whole quart. I don't know, it seems like a lot of liquid and I want this very tasty. Just to do the whole thing. Now we got to literally crank this puppy up. I'm gonna put these in now. I should have sauteed these with everything else. We'll put them in now. I'm gonna cock the lid on that and let's move on to our little lobster party, shall we? Let's grab the lobster. Here we go. So we're gonna take our chef's knife and right where this kind of first seam is, be pointed towards his eyes, all right? And we're gonna, look it, done. Right into the broth. Can't get open like that. Set your timer right now to 7 minutes so you don't forget. 7 minutes, okay? All right, this is the chili oil. So we got our garlic. I'm gonna put at the bottom of a big glass bowl, okay? Then I'm going to do a teaspoon of sugar. And that is a teaspoon of Szechuan peppercorn. It's already been crushed. This gives your mouth a numbing spice. Like it really does numb and coat your things. It's really fun little effect. And for like the direct spice, we're gonna put some crushed red pepper in here. That's 2 tablespoons, okay? Now we take this hot oil right? Lobster done. It's gonna be hot. We're gonna need this to cool. Make sure you mix this so all that cooks in there. Remember that garlic? Now I want to season this a little bit. So I'm gonna open my soy sauce. And I'm literally gonna do a couple glugs in there because I tasted it and it needed more salt. Gives a little bit more than salt, doesn't it now? So good. Put your bok choy in there. These only take a couple minutes. Let's get our friend here. We want to focus on the tail meat and the claws. So you can take your towel, take the body, and just turn it. Turn the body away from the tail. All right, and then you can open it up. If we're gentle about it, you can pull it right out. Now, cut it right in half through the center. Clean off all that schmutz, and we got these beautiful lobster tails ready to go. Oh my God, noodles. Oh my God. Chef Victor, oh please, oh please.
Oh, Chef.
Victor, you good?
Of course. All right, so as we went through earlier, we want a very nicely oiled counter here. We don't want too much oil here. We want just enough so that the noodles are tacky here on the counter. Now this is the fun part. All right, and once again, these are high gluten noodles, so you can definitely have at it like this. So I'm splitting the noodles in the center, and the center is where the noodles hit the counter. All right, I'll show you how I find the center here. All right. Kind of these circular motions if you can. Naturally, you're hitting the noodles at the center, and that's where you're picking it up. Yeah.
And these are good to go, right?
These
we
are
can
good
boil
to
with
go.
all these,
Yeah.
and they'll all get two logs.
And once again, they're very well hydrated, so they're gonna take no time in the
No
boiling.
time. Tell them again, Chef Victor, how much time? So they listen to you.
About 10 seconds.
Victor, thank you
Oh,
so
smells
much.
great,
Everybody,
yeah.
tell them thank you.
Thank you so much. You guys, good luck.
Thank you so much.
Right.
He said 10, right? 10, 9, 8. Wait, what about my bowl? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shut it down. Happy noodle. All right, now we can plate. All right, now I'm gonna take my bowl and I'm gonna stir on an angle like this. You want that stuff that settles to the bottom. That's all texture and flavor. Plus, we're gonna keep this handy and dot some oil dots on the top. First things first. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna turn the bowl as I'm dropping this. Now we're gonna grab our ladle. Nice twirl in here. Make sure those get on one of the sides. You can see the mushrooms, how I just ladled. Little revolution. That way I can kind of showcase those beautiful shiitakes on the side there as well. And there you have it. Look at that. That's a big, beautiful bowl of food. And we got there not the easy way, the hard way for some of us, right?